And for the New Zealanders, well, as mentioned, they've lost so many players. There were many that were unavailable for this two-match window, but since the game against Mexico, you can cross 3 or 4 more off the list. It is a very attacking-looking lineup. Brocky will play at left fullback, and that is a very unfamiliar role for Jeremy Brocky. Young Michael Boxall, and gee, is he a giant of a lad. He'll play alongside Andy Boyens at the heart of the New Zealand defence, with Ben Sigmund at right back. Early corner, an opportunity for the Australians to pile some pressure on, and on the edge of the area, wonderful strike from James Troisi, and he is one of the new names, and Glenn Moss relieved to see that one sneak wide. Well, Brocky certainly will give Ricky Herbert that. He'll have an attacking intent, that's for sure. Emerton on the left foot, Emerton, and it slides past that same post. And Glenn Moss, once again, is relieved.
Yeah, both are moving the ball relatively quickly too. It's good to see the All Whites getting some good early ball and getting everybody involved. Some good touches from everyone early on. Just a bit of confidence, especially after, obviously, the game.
Oh, Glenn Moss in trouble. A mistake from Moss, and New Zealand have gifted the opening goal. The Inquisition has started. Moss really didn't have time for a touch. He'll argue he shouldn't have had the back pass, but that simply had to be belted into the stands here at the Adelaide Oval. Australia lead.
Well, a shocking error, I think, from Glenn Moss there. What was he thinking?
You don't have to go back too many years to think of just how unusual that might have been considered. Here's Brocky. How's the left foot, Jeremy Brocky? It's not bad. Coe put under some pressure. I just thought for a moment that was going to drift over the keeper, but he did well. Late challenge. New Zealanders felt so anyway. And again, Sigmund just slipping a little, but Troisi has gone wide for the moment. And there's an indication that New Zealand has had more than their share, but for the moment it's the Australians in New Zealand's half, and across in front of Glenn Moss, and Jeremy Brocky with a very timely clearance. Well, he's learning all about fullback play and learning in a hurry. Zullo. Now Valeri, time to turn. Oh, there's that wicket block. And a nutmeg to boot. So Barbarouses has rubbed it into Valeri. Space now on the right. 3 in the penalty area. New Zealand with a chance to back heel straight at Coe.
Well work from the All Whites. Costa Barbarouses, that man again at the centre of it. Possibly needed a better ball from Shane Smeltz. He's in a good position too.
Brocky's read this well. Then overplayed it. He's got it back. Jeremy Brocky might want to hold this one up this time. Oh, he's done really well, Jeremy Brocky. It's still in play. Chance New Zealand. Coe with an important right fist. New Zealand's so close. Shane Smeltz thought he had the equaliser. Wilkshire keen to get forward. So was Emerton, but Wilkshire made him go backwards. Now space for Emerton. New Zealand are struggling here. They're queuing up the Aussies, but Glenn Moss says, sorry, you can stop queuing, we're closed. They are perfectionists, aren't they, goalkeepers? And I reckon there might be a word or two at half-time as New Zealand now flooding that right side of the park. It's a beautiful ball. Barbarouses, it wouldn't come down. He needed to be brave, perhaps, and take it on the volley. And that might just about do us here in front of a very good crowd at the Adelaide Oval. It is 1-0. Josh Kennedy's goal separates the two sides, with 3 made by Australia and New Zealand's with 1 change as well. And Harry, the New Zealand change first with Michael Fitzgerald on for Andy Boyens. So clearly the snapshots, Almost a stunning start to the second half.
Well, Chris Wood latching on to a fantastic effort there. Great first touch. And that's an instinctive shot from Chris Wood.
Williams operating in that right fullback role.
Yeah, looking likely that is the case, Andrew.
Well, that's late from Tim Brown. Referee plays advantage. Is there one? For the green and gold, Valeri. Oh, they're well onside because Fitzgerald's played them all on. I'll tell you, I reckon Kennedy was off at the end of that move, but Michael Fitzgerald not on the same wavelength as others in the back four.
Getting his body in line there with that shot.
He's put under more pressure, and that is very late from Kennedy. And that hurts. That hurts. Kennedy stayed down. Fitzgerald is down and in some pain.
You could hear that up here too, that clash.
It's not quite like for like, is it, Harry? I mean, Rojas will perhaps run even more at defenders than McGlinchey has done. Into the mixer, and that is a very good goal, Kennedy. He was gifted the first. That is all his own. 2-0 Australia.
Well, Tim Brown just asking the question. Boxall, Fitzgerald and Sigmund all static. As Kennedy rose to smash home his second, and the second for Australia. Uncontested. Josh Kennedy just got in front of Chris Killen.
Cruz, clever flick. Is this the third? Tell you what, Jeremy Brockie, he won't play anywhere else for New Zealand again the way he's going here.
There's Johnny on the spot again.
Chris Wood's day is done. He's not too happy, is he? Aaron Clapham. Sigmund wins the header. Well, it's a nice step over. It's very well played by Australia. The last part of it was a little lucky, but credit Glenn Moss with a save to counter the mistake he made earlier in the game. They force a corner, the Australians.
Yeah, the arms went up in front of us just here, didn't they, for a possible penalty.
They come again, though. Now Rojas, chance to do what he loves best, and that's just to run down that white chalk. Cuts infield, has supports. Marco Rojas has numbers to aim at on the edge. Killen, will it come down? Well, it did eventually, but it took too long. Sigmund doesn't want to lose that. New Zealand now with a couple of good moments. The cross again. Here's an interesting moment for New Zealand, because we've got a debut at international level for a player that not many New Zealanders will know a great deal about. Out of the States, discovered by New Zealand football, and Jake Gleeson earns a full international cap. And it just hasn't gone the way of Shane Smeltz on 2 or 3 times tonight. And now Australia, Brosk pulled back, nothing given. Well, that was a blatant pull by Michael Boxall. He's got away with one.
Well, the Japanese referee has let quite a bit go tonight, hasn't he? But that, you probably wouldn't see a much more obvious penalty than that one.
Oh, don't let me down now, fellas. Cruz. Sigmund doing the tracking. Sigmund doing well. And Fitzgerald just shadows that one back to Jake Gleeson. Here's what happened. Well, he did cop a stray arm from Ben Sigmund. But it is an aspect of Robbie Cruz's game, as Sigmund really does carry through with that left arm. Matt Mackay. It's Clever use of the football by Mackay. Now Brosk on Sigmund. The Aussies are keen on a third. They may well get it. Driven across beyond everyone. I think Gleeson got a touch. Ben Sigmund will captain the side for the final 5 minutes and change. Tim Brown's day is done. And Dave Mulligan, who was a second-half substitute against Mexico, so made no secret of the fact that he is very much playing these games and indeed over the next few months with an eye on Rio. Australia have an eye on a third. Troisi puts it back in. Playing some intricate stuff in the penalty area. All with back to goal though at the moment anyway. The shot, no. Away by Mulligan, not far enough. Williams, oh! Thunderous strike. And Australia underline their performance. Rojas will set sail. And they chase and they chase and they chase, but they can't catch the little winger. Numbers here for New Zealand. Barbarouses, and they get it wrong. Well, the script on occasions tonight has been pretty good. They just keep leaving off the final line. And again, New Zealand, this time down the left. They're queuing up in the penalty area. Deflection takes it just away from Aaron Clapham and into the grateful arms of Nathan Coe. They want a goal, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, you can't turn away games like this. I think there's some conjecture around the timing of this game with a lot of players being out of season or coming to the end of seasons.
Australia, still they press, and this will be a penalty. So they will have a chance to score a third. It's harsh on Ben Sigmund. It's a yellow card. But I think the right decision. They were robbed of a penalty earlier. No complaints from the skipper.
Yeah, just caught out by pace of, it was Robbie Cruz.
Gleeson. Can he save a penalty in his first international? No, he can't. It is 3-0 Australia. So 3-0 against Mexico. And the same scoreline confronts the New Zealanders. Any moment you'll hear the final whistle. There won't be too much time left for either side. Conditions have been pretty tough through the game, but it's been a pretty entertaining spectacle. I'm not sure about the scoreline, but that's the way it finishes up. New Zealand are beaten 3-0 by Australia here at the Adelaide Oval. On behalf of Harry Nata, this is Andrew Dewhurst sending you back to the studio in New Zealand.